Think you know how to save gas? Think again. What if I told you that some of the most common fuel-saving tips are actually costing you money every time you get behind the wheel? From how you use your AC to the type of gas you put in your tank, you've probably been taught a few expensive lies. Today, we're exposing the mind-blowing truths about gas mileage that will change the way you drive forever. We're separating fact from fiction to give you the info you need to stop wasting money at the pump. Let's start with a big one. What if I told you the government has passed regulations that are actively saving you thousands of dollars on fuel, and you probably didn't even notice? It sounds wild, but fuel economy standards have quietly been one of the biggest financial wins for the average driver. Thanks to these rules, car makers have been required to hit increasingly strict efficiency targets. For instance, the target for new passenger vehicles in 2025 was set at a fleet-wide average equivalent to 54.5 mpg. Now, that's a regulatory figure from a lab test, not the number you'll see on the window sticker, which is always lower. But the real-world impact is huge. According to some government projections, these standards could save the buyer of a new car an estimated $3,200 and the buyer of a new truck a whopping $4,800 over the vehicle's life. Those are older estimates that can vary with gas prices, but the savings are real and start immediately, often outweighing the cost of the new technology itself. The shocking truth is, while we're all looking for little tricks to save a few cents, government policy has been the single biggest factor in cutting our fuel costs on a massive scale. Section 1. The driving myths. Costing you money. All right, let's bust some of the myths you've probably heard since you first got your license. Myth number 1. You should fill your gas tank in the cool morning air. On the surface, the theory makes sense. Gasoline is a liquid, and liquids get denser when they're cold. So if you fill up when it's cool, you should get more gas for your gallon, right? It's a nice thought, but it's almost entirely a waste of time. Here's the reality: gas stations store their fuel in huge, double-walled tanks buried deep underground. The surrounding earth is a fantastic insulator, keeping the gasoline at a remarkably stable temperature, whether it's a scorching afternoon or a chilly morning. Any temperature shift in the fuel you pump is so tiny it makes no noticeable difference in your wallet. And for anyone in Canada or certain US states, many modern pumps have automatic temperature compensation, adjusting the volume to make sure you get exactly what you pay for. So, waking up at the crack of dawn to fill your tank isn't a clever hack, it's just a good way to lose sleep. Myth number 2. Premium fuel is a treat for your car. Pulling up to the pump and choosing 91 or 93 octane can feel like you're giving your car a special treat that'll make it run cleaner and stronger. But for the vast majority of cars on the road, this is one of the most pointless and expensive habits you can have. Here's the shocking truth. Premium gasoline is not better or cleaner than regular. The octane rating is simply a measure of the fuel's ability to resist knocking or pre-ignition. This is only a concern for high-compression engines, which are typically found in high-performance or luxury vehicles. If your car's manufacturer requires premium fuel, then you absolutely should use it to prevent engine damage. However, if your car's manual only recommends it or says to use regular 87 octane, you are literally just burning money by upgrading. Using high-octane fuel in an engine designed for regular provides zero benefit. It won't improve performance, it won't increase your gas mileage, and it won't make your engine run any cleaner. By law, all grades of gasoline sold today have detergents to keep your engine clean. So unless your car has a premium required sticker inside the fuel door, stick with regular and save your money. Myth number 3. Driving with your truck's tailgate down saves fuel. This has to be one of the most stubborn myths in the truck world. The logic seems straightforward. Drop the tailgate so air can flow through the bed instead of hitting a wall, reducing drag and saving fuel. But science and a famous test by the Mythbusters proved this is completely backward. When a truck is at speed with the tailgate up, a pocket of slow-moving, recirculating air gets trapped in the bed. This bubble of air acts like a virtual bed cover, letting the faster air from the cab glide smoothly over it and off the back. But when you put the tailgate down, that protective air bubble collapses. The airflow becomes chaotic, tumbling into the bed and creating major drag. The Mythbusters drove 2 identical trucks until they ran dry, and the one with the tailgate up went significantly farther. Studies confirm it. Driving with the tailgate down actually hurts your fuel economy. The best option is a tonneau cover, but if you don't have one, always keep that tailgate up. Section 2. The battle for efficiency. Inside your car. The myths don't stop at the pump. How you actually operate your car can make an even bigger difference. Fact number 4. The AC versus windows down debate has a real answer. It's the classic hot day argument. What's more fuel efficient, rolling down the windows or blasting the AC? Both use energy. The AC puts a load on the engine, while open windows create wind resistance. The surprising answer is, it depends on how fast you're going. At lower speeds, like in city traffic, your engine isn't fighting much wind resistance. Here, the extra work from the AC compressor has a bigger impact. So, at low speeds generally below 45 miles per hour, you're better off rolling down the windows. But once you hit the highway, the tables turn. Aerodynamic drag increases exponentially with speed. Open windows disrupt the car's airflow, creating a parachute effect that makes your engine work much harder. At higher speeds, that drag consumes more fuel than the small, steady load of the AC. The exact crossover speed varies by vehicle, but the science is clear for city driving: open the windows. For highway driving, roll them up and enjoy the AC guilt-free. If these facts are already blowing your mind and saving you money, do us a favor and hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss what's next. Fact number 5. A heavy foot is heavier on your wallet than you think. You already know that aggressive driving isn't great for fuel economy, but the actual numbers are staggering. Speeding, rapid acceleration, and hard braking can slash your gas mileage by a shocking 15% to 30% at highway speeds, and an unbelievable 10% to 40% in city traffic. That's like paying an extra dollar or more per gallon. Think of it this way: every time you slam on the brakes, you're wasting all the energy and fuel it took to get your car up to that speed. Smooth driving is the secret. By accelerating gently, keeping a steady speed, and coasting to slow down instead of braking late, you can massively improve your efficiency. Tests show that aggressive driving barely saves any time, only about 4% on average, while jacking up your fuel costs and emissions. Your car is happiest and most efficient when it's not fighting rapid changes in momentum. Driving smoothly isn't just safer, it's one of the single most effective ways to save a ton of money on gas. Fact number 6. Idling is a deceptive fuel thief. There's an old myth that it takes more fuel to restart your car than to let it idle. With modern fuel-injected engines, that is completely false. In fact, idling for just 10 seconds uses more fuel than restarting your engine. A typical car burns about 0.2 to 0.5 gallons of fuel per hour just by idling. If you idle for 30 minutes a day while waiting in a parking spot or a drive-thru, you could waste a whole tank of gas in just a couple of months without going anywhere. Modern start-stop systems are in new cars for a reason they work. Unless you're in heavy stop-and-go traffic where it's not practical, if you're going to be stopped for more than 30 seconds, you will save fuel by turning the engine off. Fact number 7. Your car's weight is a constant drain. It seems obvious that a heavier car uses more fuel, but the penalty for carrying around unnecessary junk is surprisingly high. As a rule of thumb, every extra $100 in your vehicle can reduce your MPG by about 1%. That might not sound like much, but it's a constant penalty. If you're hauling around $200 of old sports gear, tools, or whatever else is hiding in your trunk, you're looking at a permanent 2% hit to your fuel economy. The effect is even worse in smaller cars. Your engine has to work harder every single time you accelerate or drive uphill. So, take an afternoon and clean out your car. Getting rid of that unnecessary weight is like giving yourself a small permanent discount on every gallon of gas you buy. So, what's the takeaway here? A lot of the common sense tips for saving fuel are just myths that waste your time and money. Filling up early, using premium in a regular car, and dropping your tailgate are all dead ends. The real shocking truth is that the biggest fuel savings don't come from secret tricks. They come from smart, conscious decisions. The most significant gains are found in your own driving habits: driving smoothly, avoiding aggressive moves, shutting the engine off when you're stopped, and ditching extra weight. These are the proven strategies that will make a real difference to your bank account and the environment. Ultimately, the most powerful tool for saving fuel is the person sitting behind the wheel. Now that you can separate the myths from the science, you can start making choices that truly matter. What's the most surprising fact you learned? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you want more tips on being a smarter car owner, check out our other videos right here. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. We'll see you in the next one.